Hey, everybody. Happy Wednesday. Happy hump day. I am your host, Dr. Samantha DeLoache, your modeling pharmacist and professional speaker coach. And this is another fabulous edition of Public Speaking and Business. And I have this wonderful woman with me here today, Miss Rasheeda Green. She's going to tell you about what she has going on. But let me just quickly say that if you have not heard about the Model Speakers Academy, where have you been? What rock have you been under? Because the Model Speakers Academy launched September 2024. So, yes, this is my baby that I birthed to the world to help individuals. Thank you so much, Rasheeda. To birth to the world for individuals who may not have the confidence with public speaking. They don't know where to start, where to begin, how to share their voice, how to be confident with sharing their story. But no worries. The Model Speakers Academy is here to come alongside you to get your story, get your message out, because I believe we all have had unique experiences, but they have not been just for us. They have been to share with others. I believe we go through tests so that we can have a testimony to share with other people. And so that's what the Model Speakers Academy is here to do. So it's not like your everyday model. My model stands for motivate, organize, deliver, engage, and lead. Because if you're a speaker, you're a leader. If you have the floor, if you're sharing the mic, then you are a leader in that moment, and you need to have the confidence to be that expert, to share whatever it is and not have to be concerned about how you're going to do this message. So that's the first thing. If you don't know about the Model Speakers Academy, then you need to look it up, because we are currently looking for new enrollees, people who are ready to get started in 2025, on the right foot. You don't have to wait to 2025 to make a change. You can actually start today. So if you have any questions, any comments, DM me, email me, or go to modelspeakersacademy.com, and we'll be glad to talk with you. Also coming up, October 2025, the Model Speakers Academy is having their first international speakers retreat in Bali, Indonesia. So excited about that. You will get opportunity to get some techniques, learn some new skill sets. It's going to be very hands-on. So if you think you're going to just be sitting in a chair and people are going to be lecturing and talking to you, nope, nope, nope. This is going to be a very interactive workshop meeting, and you're going to get to network with other speakers from across the world. So the dates are October 3rd through the 13th, 2025. So you need to sign up if you're a speaker. But guess what? If you're not a speaker, you can still go on the retreat as well, and you can do the 7-day experience instead of the 10-day experience. And so we're going to just explore Bali after we finish with the speakers retreat. We're going to go see the monkey sanctuary. We're going to surf. We're going to do a cooking class. We're going to do the swing, the iconic swing where you have your flowing dress. All of that's included. It's a one-stop shop. I wanted the trip to include everything. So once you pay for the trip, you're getting 2 meals a day, and all of the excursions are included with pictures. Let me know what trip lets you go where you get 2 meals a day, and you're going to stay at the hotels, 2 different hotels, and you're going to get all the excursions included. And I forgot the spa experience. That's going to be a part of it as well. You get 2 spa treatments a part of it as well. And you're a flower bath. You'll get a flower bath. So I thought of everything. I didn't leave any stone uncovered. So all you have to do is pay your $500 deposit and then make your payments as you see fit. And then as long as you're finished being paid by August 2025, baby, you are ready to go. You can be a part of the speakers retreat or Bali experience. And then my last quick thing. January is coming up, and I am winning in 2025 vision planner brunch. That's right. I am winning in 2025. If you plan on winning in 2025, raise your hand. That's right. I'm putting up both because 2024 tried to beat my butt. Okay. 2024 was rough, but I'm still standing. I'm still here. I'm still blessed in spite of all of it. And I said, you know what? I want to do a little different, not just your typical vision board, but I want every woman to have a planner. So a part of your ticket, you're going to get a planner, and we're going to go through that planner, and we're going to have a great, delicious breakfast at the Valentine Resort in the Gallery Restaurant in Charlotte, North Carolina. So yes, get your girlfriends, get your friends together. The event is live on Eventbrite to buy tickets. And if you want to speak or if you want to be an event sponsor, there's spots open for that. But check it out. This brunch is very personal for me. Like I said, I went through a lot in 2024. I don't look like what I've been through, but I went through stuff at the job, personally, professionally, all aspects, socially, mentally. I've been through a lot, but I'm still standing and I'm claiming the victory. I am winning in 2025, period.
Yes.
And so I want us to come together as women to encourage each other. And it's January 25th, the last Saturday of the month in January from 12 to 3 p.m. We're going to have this brunch. I'm so excited about it. This is my first brunch. So I want you to sign up. If you're winning and you plan on winning in 2025, then you need to be there. So enough about all the announcements. Rasheeda, I'm so glad to have you back. We had a little situation, but we're not going to worry about that because that's
Nope.
done. We are back. I'm so glad to have you here. Introduce yourself. Tell everybody about your business. Just tell us about you and what we should know about Rasheeda Green.
Well, thank you very much, Miss Samantha, for the platform and allowing me to be able to come on to your show, Public Speaking in Business, and talk to your audience about my business and what we do at the Digimompreneur Academy. I am Rasheeda Green, the founder and CEO of Get Right Coaching, the creator of the Digimompreneur Academy, and the host of the Mompreneur HQ community here on Facebook. And I help moms who are determined to find time, money, and location freedom to start, grow, and scale their own online business so that they can build the life of their dreams without neglecting their families in the process. And I do that through coaching, content, community, and courses. I have courses in the Digimompreneur Academy. And so that is pretty much me on the professional level. I am a wife, a mom, and very active in my church community. And I do actually now have a full-time job. So I get a lot of running going on a daily basis and really look forward to the opportunities to wind down and these other collaboration moments where I get to interact with my colleagues and other business and professional women looking to build their business. I love to be able to support women entrepreneurs. Thus, Mompreneur HQ is my community, and my focus has always been about encouraging women to build their businesses. Now, listen, online is pretty new for me.
Mhm.
But, I've helped people to start their own multi-level marketing businesses, been a resource for real estate agents looking to get into the industry. So we like to help support people. And just recently, I helped one of my clients to launch her book. So we
Ooh.
are just growing in reaching people, especially women and moms who are looking to build their business.
Well, that is awesome. That's phenomenal. And I think that's fabulous because, a lot of mothers feel like they have to give up their dreams and that they can't, I guess you can say, juggle both. Like they have to choose, like, oh, I can only be a mom, or I can only do this, or I can only work. And it's beautiful that you're a living example in showing that, hey, you can do it. It's going to take some structure, some organization, but you can do it. Now, let me throw this out real quick. Now, if you're not a mom, can they still work with you? Or do you
Absolutely.
prefer?
Yes,
Okay. All right.
absolutely.
Yeah, I just wanted to
Yep,
make
I
sure.
I have even people in the Mompreneur HQ community, they're not all moms.
Okay.
I have people on my email list who are actually men. Why they insist on staying on the list if they keep getting emails that say, "Hey, mom,"
Right, right.
but they stay on for the content. They appreciate the information that's being shared because ultimately it is about online business. It's
Mhm.
yes, I speak to moms and my language is mom language, but and at the end of the day, it's marketing, sales, entrepreneurship, time management, stuff that is universal to any business owner.
Wow, that's awesome. That is so good. So, you know what? Let's get into it. Why do you believe public speaking is a crucial skill for business professionals today?
Uh, well, for one, everyone who can speak should speak. And if you have
Right.
a business, you need to be speaking about your business. I know what it is to not be speaking about the business. And I can tell you that not speaking about your business is not making money. So, public speaking is actually something that I consider as a huge part of for business professionals today, because it's not just about delivering a message. It's also about connecting with your audience and inspiring action because you're talking to them, you're sharing your business, you're sharing ideas and suggestions, whether it be in person, on a stage, or like we are in a Zoom room or in a online video space. So, in this digital age, we're bombarded with information, so people can go read information all day. But strong communicators cut through the noise. And so that's why it's important to be able to speak and break down your message to the people, your potential audience, so that they then become buyers, whether it's a pitch, a workshop, or a live stream. Like for me, my Making of a Mompreneur show, it helps me to build up my speaking skills and helps me to build trust with my audience, and puts me in an opportunity where people see me as somewhat of an authority. And especially for mompreneurs, that's something that you want to do, be able to speak and reach out to your audience and appear in front of them where they can see you as the authority. And for me, my mompreneurs are my community.
Mhm.
But if you can present your ideas with clarity, authenticity, and conviction, people are really going to listen and be motivated to take action on what you're saying.
Wow, I love how you beautifully explained that. And I got to go back to a point you made earlier. If you're not talking, then you're not making money normally. And we have to use social media, yeah, it's a place for entertainment, but it's a good platform to help build your business. But I think it's also important that we learn to kind of build our own networks, our own systems, our own ways to keep in contact with our clients, because at any point, social media can be shut down. So that's why it's good that we have our own voices so that we can still be able to share our message with our community, even if we don't have this platform or this space. So I love that you brought up that point. And then it's about, like you said, being clear, sharing your message so people can take action. I want people to think, feel, or do something after hearing my message. And so that's what you should think about when you go up to speak. Like, what's your why? Why do you want to have people's attention? Why do you want them to listen? Because there's so much noise, there's so much talking, there's so much out there, and it's really almost overload. And so you have to find a way to, like you said, cut through that noise and get your point out, your objective, so that you can reach your ideal client. So I love everything you just shared.
Thank
So
you.
can you share a personal experience where effective public speaking significantly impacted your career or business?
Definitely. I mean, for me, early on, I can't even say early on. I still struggle sometimes with feeling like an imposter. So imposter syndrome, very real thing. But when I started doing my live show, things started to change a little bit. Like I mentioned, being able to speak live, whether it be in person or in these virtual meeting places, it builds a muscle. And
Mhm.
people started to see me as an authority figure, and moms were reaching out to me saying how they felt empowered to start their own journey, or pick up their business again, something that they dropped down because they figured, well, I'm pregnant, or because I have kids, I can't, you know, that dream won't ever come true. And, so hearing me and being able to get my voice out.
Mhm.
And there's a saying, people, I can't remember who said it, but, by you not doing what your purpose to do, you're holding up somebody else's blessing. You're
Yeah.
holding up somebody else's breakthrough, because they're depending on you to make that domino effect, right? You are the domino. And when you leap forward, then they're able to then take their next steps. So I think about that in the beginning. I really, when it comes to this show, even my show, Making of a Mompreneur show, I did not want to do that show. My coach had to tell me, ma'am, you need to get out there. You need to speak, do some more public speaking. You
Mhm.
need to create your show, create your community, so that people get to know who you are. I can send emails all day, but sometimes the personal attachment that people feel comes with not only reading but hearing and
Mhm.
seeing. You make those connections when you do public speaking. You're allowing people to see more of you and who you are. And so for me, I had to learn that, yeah, I need to start doing some public speaking. I need to start my show and really let people know who I am, so that then we start getting those clients and those
Mhm.
sales.
Wow, that's so good. And I love that you shared, your vulnerability that, hey, you didn't really want to do the show or you didn't really feel comfortable speaking. And even now, sometimes you may not enjoy it as much or it's a little bit of a struggle. But the key thing is you still show up. You still push through. And I think that's what people need to realize. I think some people think, I got to wait till I feel a certain way when I feel ready. Well, guess what? You'll be waiting for a long time if you wait for yourself to feel ready. Sometimes we got to do it afraid, do it
That's right.
unsure, make some mistakes along the way. It's okay. The more you do it, the more reps you get in, the better you will get at it. And again, you're doing something that many people don't even have the courage to do. Many people allow fear to keep them immobilized, where they don't do or act. And I don't know if you ever heard of this saying, but it says, what's the richest place on earth? And I'll ask you, do you know what the richest place on earth is?
Grave.
Yeah, the graveyard, because so many people die with their gifts. They die with those dreams, those inventions. They die with those speeches, those talk shows, or whatever those ideas are. They take it to
Yeah.
the grave. Those $1 million ideas that could have really changed their lives here on earth, but they were so afraid of what other people would say or them not doing it perfectly. And we got to get it out of our own way. Things are never going to be perfect. We may not ever feel ready, but we just got to go ahead and show up and do it anyway. And so I love your example. And I'm glad you showed that, hey, even a successful person can still feel unsure at times. Sometimes those feelings don't go away. And that's okay, because that means you care about what you're about to do. You're a little nervous because you want to do a good job. And so we have to learn to not let that fear stop us, but let that fear turn into fuel that can help us,
Okay.
go further and allow us to take that same nervous, scared energy and turn it to excitement, to like, yeah, I get to do something that I love. I get to, like you said, help somebody get to their next level, because by us not doing what we need to do, we are holding people back. There are people who are assigned to us that we could literally help get to the next level by our testimony, by our gifts, by our action. And if we don't do it, then we're holding them back. So I
Yeah.
don't want to hold anybody back. I want people to see that Samantha is imperfect. She has her issues. She's had her share of disappointments. She's had her share of letdowns and cried and had all of that. And guess what? She's still here and she's still pushing forward. And she know that God has a lot more in store for her. And she
Yeah.
wants to see that. She wants to get to that. And the only way I can get to that is God got to keep going.
That's right. Keep moving forward.
Thank you so much. So my third question is, what are some common public speaking challenges that many business professionals face, and how can they overcome them?
Well, I definitely know one of the ones you just mentioned is fear. But another one of the big ones is that self-doubt. Again, speaking back on imposter syndrome, feeling like, who am I to be speaking on stages? Who am I to be on this podcast or doing this video vlog? Who am I that they're going to listen to me? Nobody's going to listen to me. I don't have this experience. I don't have this certification. Really these negative thoughts and this negative mindset of I'm not worthy. That I think
Mm,
that can be one of the biggest challenges that we face when um, trying to advance our business or advance our careers or even just trying to be a better speaker. I get it because, this is something that I felt. I just admitted to it. But another challenge is also engaging in a virtual audience when
mhm,
you're not in the room with the person. So some people feel odd, especially if you're doing a solo show, which most of the time I'm doing, when you're the only person in the video. You're not talking to the people live, or they're not really right there in the room with you. You're doing it virtually. And yes, they can see you live and hear you live, like how we're talking, but
mhm.
it just doesn't feel the same. So for some people, it just feels very awkward and uncomfortable to
Right.
do these types of recordings. So I think that might be a challenge. Um, my advice for overcoming these, well, first I would say practice.
Mhm,
Practice often to quiet the inner critic, right? Those are the things like affirmations and confirming for yourself that I am worthy, I am enough, I can do this, I will do this. Just talking to yourself in that sense, combating all those negative thoughts like that I can't, I'm not worthy. Well, nobody's going to listen to me. Well, yes, they will, because I know what I'm talking about.
that's right.
Right? So that's a positive self-talk. I say, just treat public speaking like a skill that you're constantly honing. It's not something that you're going to just get up and know how to do. And I'm you that sounds funny because if you know how to speak, you know how to speak, right? You would
Mhm,
think
mhm,
because you can verbalize that you would be a good speaker, but that's not the truth. That
mhm,
it actually takes a level of study and practice and understanding stories, how to tell
mhm.
stories and understanding your audience. There is so much that I'm sure that you cover in your Model Speaking Academy that goes into being a good speaker. So yes, if you have vocal cords and you can talk, does not necessarily mean that you are the best speaker and you can just throw yourself on a stage. So that's why I say the first thing you want to do to quell all of those negative thoughts is just really to practice and to
Mhm,
hone in on your speaking skills. I touched on it a little bit, but the next thing I would say is embrace storytelling,
mhm.
right? Share those experiences that resonate with your audience's struggles and their dreams, that negative and that positive. Because if you can really hone in on what your audience does wants, you can kind of build your story to
Right,
to touch on all of those emotional heartstrings and really get them to then take action when you're done with whatever it is that you're speaking about. So that's something I would encourage. And lastly, remember that your audience wants you to succeed too. Like you get up there thinking, I need to be able to succeed. I want to win. Well, guess what? Nobody really wants to see you fail,
right.
especially not publicly, right? Because then that empathy, sets
Mhm.
in. They remember when I messed up, when I fell down, when I
Yes,
stumbled, and they don't feel good about that for themselves. And most people are good people and wouldn't want to see you hurt yourself either or embarrass yourself either.
right.
So you have people in the audience who showed up for a reason.
Mhm,
They so if they showed up, they're looking for this information. They want you to succeed because if you succeed at getting them to the point where they want to buy with you, then they also exceed when they buy from you from because that product or service that you're offering is going to be exactly what they need, and they're rooting for you. And so I need for anyone who is looking at thinking about becoming a speaker to
mhm,
really just lean into the positive energy, whether it be in a physical room
mhm.
or if it's in a Zoom, just really lean into positivity, and that will help you to move past that angst and that and those challenges that you might be facing.
Wow, now you gave us a mouthful, and I love all of that. But yes, let's start at the basics. Like you said, you gotta practice. There are a few people who might can wing it, but they've been doing it a long time and they know their story, they know their message like the back of their hand. So if you're a new speaker, you definitely got to put your reps in, you got to put your time in, and you got to practice because the more prepared you are, then the more confident you're going to feel. And then you won't be worrying about making mistakes. But even if you do make a mistake, we're all human. Nobody wants to hear a robot, they want to hear an actual person. So if you make a mistake, 9 times out of 10, they don't know that you skipped a part or you messed up per se because the audience doesn't know what you're talking about anyway. So keep going, and the audience is going to play off of your energy. So if you come up there confident, assured, like, hey, we're talking about this together, they're going to pick up that same energy from you.
Yeah.
And then I love that you mentioned storytelling because storytelling is so crucial because that's what makes your message memorable. A lot of times when people talk, you may not remember everything they say, but you're going to remember that story they told you. And so
Hmm.
stories help people see themselves. When they listen to your story, they're trying to see, where do I fit in there? Or how can I relate? So that's why you need to know your audience so that you can share stories or messages that are going to resonate with them. So I love that. And just having that confidence to just keep going, regardless of whatever happens, still showing up, still, giving your best, your effort. That's what they're going to see. So I love all the points that you brought up, as far as, we all have challenges when it comes to speaking, but it's how
Yeah.
we overcome those challenges, how we, don't allow it to hold us back, but we still keep showing up, still keep putting our best foot forward. And so I really love those tactics that you shared. And so the last one, or my last question is, what is one essential tip that you would give to someone looking to improve their public speaking skills?
Well, I actually had one, but then you kind of touched on something else. And I think I'm going to just add another tip there too.
Go ahead.
So, the one thing I was going to talk about is knowing your audience and being able to talk their talk, and having yourself prepared to be able to talk like you're having a conversation with a friend. This
Right.
helps with your marketing as well, because if you're having if you provide conversational marketing, either whether it's content, whether it's email, then it's very relatable. And for me, whether I'm sharing on my live show or writing for my free up newsletter that I give every week, I picture the mom on the other end who's juggling so much already and
Mhm.
needs my advice in a way that feels light, direct, and actionable. And also, one of the things I would say is be yourself. Authenticity is what pulls people in, that draws them, and they
Mhm.
want the real you, not the perfect scripted version of you, right? Or the reels version of you, and not for real, but the REEL version, because we always put those highlights and those special moments and the smiles and the
Mhm.
pretty cakes, and the one that you baked that fell on the floor didn't quite make the reel. But you
Right.
know what I'm saying? Just being your authentic self, and try to add little personal touches, like how I sprinkle in stories of motherhood when I'm talking, or of faith. Being real makes you more relatable, and that's where the real crux of building your public speaking business really helps, or comes into fruition, because those are the two things I think that really help to make an impact. Knowing your audience, because if you have an audience, for me, if I have an audience full of dads and I'm talking all of everything about moms, or if I have an audience full of football players but I only talk about basketball, that's not going to get you the ideal response that you want. You need to know your audience. And then, like I said, that authenticity, bringing your true self to the game, to the stage, to the video, really does help. And there was one thing that you had mentioned. I was like, oh, I was thinking about when you was talking about you're not perfect and nobody knows that you made a mistake. That is a very true point, except when you're a person that everything is on your face.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Yes.
So, in church we sing. I sing with our praise team. And so sometimes if one of us messes up, or, like you said, the audience doesn't necessarily know that anybody's messing up. It just sounds like harmonious
Yeah.
melodies, right? But if you go back and you scroll the video and you see somebody's face going,
Right. Yeah,
you're like,
that's the giveaway.
oh, somebody messed up. You done gave it away. You
Right.
done gave it
Right.
away. So so to help with that, it's the confidence part. If you're
Yes.
speaking about something you're passionate about, that you know a
Mhm.
lot about, if you can sit and if somebody was to ask you, what can you speak about for 15 minutes without any notes? What can you speak about for 30 minutes without any notes? That's the thing that you should really work on speaking about. If you're going as a tip, that's the thing you should really work on speaking about. Get that topic, and then
Mhm.
all the other points and tips that we shared, honing in and studying your audience and being able to storytell. Put all that together on that one particular topic, and you have yourself a stage presence, or a stage ready speech. So that's my essential, can't count more than one tip.
That's fine. That's perfect. And I loved it. That's a perfect way to put a bow on it. Authenticity is always gonna resonate and that's gonna always win, because a lot of times when I'm performing or I'm acting, I gotta remember what I did. But if I'm being my authentic self, I don't have to remember. Even if it's not in the exact same order that I do it each time, I know the main points I want to hit on because I'm talking about myself, or this is something like you said that you're passionate about. And so that should be your clue. What can you talk about? Like you said, without having any notes that you can talk about, that's what you need to share. That's what you're passionate about. So I completely agree with everything and I thoroughly enjoyed our conversation. So how can our viewers stay in contact with you? Do you have anything coming up? Share whatever you got going on, and how we can follow you, or whatever you may have.
Absolutely. Well, I can be reached on social media at the Digimompreneur, and that's pretty much everywhere. So that's Facebook, then that's Instagram, and YouTube. So at the Digimompreneur is my moniker that you can find me on those social media. The same for my website is www.thedigimonpreneur.com. And I do have some stuff out there on Etsy and
Okay.
Pinterest, and but I'm out there, but just stick with the basics at thedigimonpreneur.com. And for your audience being joining us live, if you are interested, I do have a gift for your audience if they are interested in a 366-day social media calendar so that they can plan their year out. And it's 366 because the calendar is originally for 2024 and this is December, but you can get it for free. And guess what? There's 365 days next year. One day extra in the calendar. I'm sure you can work it out.
Yes.
It's yours for free if you go to thedigimonpreneur.com and put in social media calendar. The Digimonpreneur, I'm sorry, not the Digimonpreneur.com / social media calendar. And you can get this 366-day social media calendar for free.
Well, that's awesome. And what I'm going to ask you to do is if you could send those links to me through Facebook Messenger, that way I can attach everything that you just said to this video so that people can just hit on it. They can follow you. They can subscribe to your page and join your community, because I love that what you offer doesn't matter if you are a mother or not. And really, be honest, if you're a male or a female, this information can help everybody. So I love what you're doing. And for you all who don't know, we do attend the same church, so I do get to hear Rasheeda sing on Sunday mornings. And yes, I love your presence. You have a beautiful family, and I just
Thank
love
you.
that you are authentic. You're showing everyone that, hey, it can be done, but you got to make the first step. So I love having you here. And do you have any
Thank
final
you.
parting words you want to share with the audience?
Well, I would just say thank you, Samantha, for allowing me to be on your show once again. It was my pleasure to be here and help to spread the message about public speaking in business and how important it is that we work on that craft. And again, to remind you that we are at the Mompreneur HQ on Facebook if you want to join our community, and that you can reach us at digimompreneur.com so that you can find out all about what's happening. We are starting a 12 days of holiday deals. And just so that you know, it's 12. We're starting on 12/12. So on December 12th, we'll have 12 days of the holiday deals that you can get for $12 each. I
Ooh,
love it.
that's exciting.
So, definitely check us out so that you can join in there. We have a lot of stuff that you can get that would normally cost 97, 127,
Mm.
47, and 77, but you can get it for $12 during our special 12 days of holiday deal. So that is my final note. Check us out. Support us as we continue to support each other in business.
Absolutely. So you heard it here. December 12th is going to be tomorrow. So we really came in just a good time to discuss it. So I hope everyone enjoyed our conversation. I want you all to stay tuned because we're going to have some more great conversations coming up with public speaking in business in the future. Everyone has a voice. I want to help you share your story. So thank you again. Have a good evening. And thanks again,